The Jewish topography of Istanbul dates back to the ancient times and has been evolving together with urban development under various rulers and regimes such as the Byzantine Empire, the Latin Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and lately the Republic of Turkey. In my speech, I will first talk briefly about important thresholds that affected the existence of the Jews on this topography after the conquest of Istanbul by the Ottomans. Second, I will elaborate on the challenge of conservation in such a multi-layered and dispersed existence. The existence of Jews in Istanbul dates from the Byzantine period, called Romaniotes, and the artifacts in Anatolia date even older, such as the synagogue in Sardis was found belonging to the 3rd century before Christ, and a more intense existence is known even after the fall of Jerusalem in the year of 70. And this is the oldest monotheist religion in Anatolia, living without any disruption. And I will list some important milestones affected the Jewish existence in Istanbul. First, I think it will be helpful because it's not very well known compared to the European history in general. So, repopulation of Istanbul by the Ottoman Empire's Fatih Sultan Mehmet. After the conquest of the city, he ordered the importation of 5,000 Muslim, Jewish, and Christian families from Anatolia and Rumelia to settle in the empty houses in the city, 1453. And then we have the Sephardic Jews expelled from the Iberian Peninsula, and Sultan Bayezid II welcomes in 1492 150,000 Sephardic Jews from the Iberian Peninsula. 1839 Tanzimat Decree gives some rights in taxation and military services to the minorities with Muslim citizens. Anti-Jewish pogroms in Russia, today's Ukraine and Poland. At the end of the 19th century, many Jews migrated to Turkey, especially to Istanbul. We see here a Sultan's decree dating 1841 denying the blood libel. Then we have Tracker pogroms, which affected badly. In 1934, the first and only pogrom known targeting directly the Jewish citizens. Trakya is the European part of the Turkey, the small part. Started with civil initiative. Journalists made anti-Semitic publications and were not stopped by the bureaucrats. Most of the Jews left Trakya for Istanbul and then later for Israel. Wealth tax in 1942 exists for all, but rated differently for Muslim and non-Muslim citizens. The foundation of State of Israel, 1948. 1955 Istanbul pogrom targeting non-Muslim citizens and their properties. This started upon the fake rumors that Atatürk's house in Saloniki was bombed by the Greeks. Later find out that it was a sin to state power of the Democrats. The pogrom started as an anti-Greek movement, covered all the minorities later. Political coups in 60 and 80, affecting the political scene in Turkey, made hard living conditions for every citizen in the country. And recently, conservation is more applicated, and a foundation of the Constantinople Jewish Foundation of Jewish Turkish Museum of Turkish Jewish in Istanbul was inaugurated. This is a picture from Istanbul program in 55. Yeah, this was a short summary. And I will talk about the organic existence in the city and the conservation challenge now. A traditional ghetto being non-existent, the evolution of the Istanbul Jewish topography is organic. It is readable through the changes in the neighborhood structures and the city expansion. It is remarkably seen how the artifacts are dispersed and engraved along the city by time, and this is what makes unique the Jewish topography there. Today's artifacts give clues about the Jewish life dating from the 15th century. The city growth starts from the historical peninsula dating to the Byzantine period, and it expands along the water shore. The path followed by the Jewish community is quite the same. In every new neighborhood developed by time, members of the community as well kept building the necessary infrastructure, including synagogues, youth clubs, kosher butchers, and each time another cemetery outside of the recent hub. During those shifts, the architecture also has been changing according to the needs of and the epoch. Traditional neighborhoods before the 19th century were formed by the use of the families with close relationships, mostly relatives belonging to the same faith and origin, especially same initial country of immigrants. All amenities are settled within walking distance. Practices in the daily life are based on religion and tradition. The community has been settling in the neighborhoods known as Jewish districts, such as Hasköy, Balat, Galata, Kuzguncuk, Eminönü, in parallel to migration. City growth and regenerations, fire epidemics, and earthquakes beside new migrants were the main reason behind bounces between the neighborhoods under the Ottoman rule. A ghetto being non-existent, it is common that citizens from different faiths intertwine in some parts of the neighborhood. Those live in peace thanks to the millet system existing in the Ottoman regime. This was allowing the minorities having their own laws and administration. The late 19th century refers to a modernization period where the first apartment buildings come into the scene. Some of the historians accept the Jewish cortege as a first apartment building. To be explained later, I will talk about this. Galata, where the Jewish existence dates to the Byzantine era, the community still exists but moves toward the new apartments. These masonry buildings are mostly used by non-related families, investors and traders. Well-known Jewish banker Abraham de Commando resides there and is also one of the municipality councillors.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We are still. Yeah, okay. Sorry, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Here we see a little bit the differentiation by time. We saw a little bit on the map here, and the path followed while modernization. And here we see a synagogue near this area, the Golden Horn. It's a Mayor synagogue dating from the 15th century. And then the Ashkenazi synagogue here in Galata. And Yeniköy synagogue is much far, somewhere here. And you see the change by time. Yeah. Two representative examples and their challenging of surviving within the changing and growing urban context will be following. Commande Mausoleum, one of the many buildings dispersed in the urban space and Balat neighborhood, which was one of the first destinations of the Jewish people migrating to Istanbul. The Commando Mausoleum was built in Hasköy Jewish Cemetery for Abraham de Commando before his death in France in 1873. Commando is one of the important figures in the 19th century Istanbul. He is the founder of the Bank Ottoman, one of the biggest banks in Istanbul, financing also the empire's expenses at the end of the 19th century. Commando is the member and one of the advisors in the Beyoğlu municipality. He had tight connections with the city of Istanbul and also the Sultan, and he was brought to be buried in Hasköy, according to his testament. Today, we see here the Bank Ottoman in Galata still existing and the Commando stairs that was built by him. And this is the place of the mausoleum that I will talk a bit about. Today, the mausoleum standing alone nearby the highway in Hasköy represents well the challenge faced in conservation. The mausoleum, previously situated in the Jewish cemetery, fell apart from it after the highway built later in 1973. It was in ruins until the renovation planned by the Istanbul Jewish Community and Istanbul 2010 European Capital of Culture Agency. And this is the actual situation. And this is the highway. And the mausoleum, renovated in 2020, is subject now to discussions about its maintenance on this hill surrounded by the highway. Some annexes are planned to keep it open to visits, thus alive. And now I will talk about cortejos that I mentioned earlier when I talked about the first apartment buildings and balat. People belonging to the Jewish faith have been moving and migrating for centuries, mainly because of their faith. They carried with them their local culture and language. They made significant contributions where they lived and left traces behind. In this case, Ladino was the language brought by Sephardic Jewish from the Iberian Peninsula and is a very important intangible heritage. Here we see on a card postal, oops, I'm sorry, yeah. On the very right, on the top, we see Quartier Juif de Balat. It's on the very right side. And here we see on a map in 1869, the Jewish settlements are yellow. Here we can see it. And Balat Haskell is connected by a bridge called Jewish Bridge. Today, this bridge is not existing, but it's very often traversed this Golden Horn. This is Balat's map, according to Jack Pervitich. He was drawing insurance maps, and it dates 1929. And you can see here with blue the synagogues, and 2 dots are the schools, 1 cortejo, and 1 hospital. This picture belongs to the Orahim Hospital, which exists today. And one of the synagogues is Ahuda Synagogue, a Sephardic synagogue in Balat. And this is the plan of the cortejo, which is not existing today because there was a change on the shore. I will show it later. Cortejo is a kind of Jewish apartment with a courtyard, let's say a forgotten collective form of living in Istanbul and Izmir to accommodate the Jewish immigrants, mainly rented with an affordable price. Cortejo is a kind of social housing having shared bathroom and kitchen spaces. The room faced to a narrow courtyard where the daily workload was also shared. Today, there is no more cortejo in Balat. The one seen in Pervitich map was destroyed during the change in the shore, and the one in Izmir is welcoming the Syrian refugees today. Some others are used as an hotel. These pictures are belonging to the ones in Izmir, so I cannot show for the ones in Istanbul. Yes, I hope I didn't exceed so much. Thank you for listening.